It's different. It's definitely different. Interesting flavor that I'm not used to. I'm not sure if it's the... I'm going to say I disagree with Greg. Welcome back to the Anabolic Hub. We make anabolic deliciousness. We're back inside my kitchen today and we're doing another recipe review. We're going to be diving back into the Coach Greg Doucette Ultimate Anabolic Cookbook 2.0. We're going to be taking a look at the Sloppy Gregs and the veggie version of the Sloppy Gregs. We're going to make both. We're going to take both over to the taste test table and see if this is something that's worth making. It looks, reading through the instructions, this is very similar to the Anabolic Apple Pie Breakfast Bake in the sense that there's a lot of prep work that goes into it. Just like cutting up the apples, we're going to be cutting up a lot of vegetables. It's going to be time consuming. The good news is it's a meal prep recipe, so you're going to have this for days after you make it just once. But let's find out if it's going to be worth the time. So with no further ado, let's get things started by having a look at the ingredients. Here we go. And we're gonna be doing a vlog style ingredient check. So let's get things going here. Starting off with the meat version. We got our veggies, onion, peppers, and mushrooms, protein square, some ground turkey, some guar gum, some garlic, sloppy joe seasoning, marinara sauce, and of course our open faced bun. Similar ingredients for the veggie version. We got the mushrooms, the peppers again, the onion. This time we have our meatless meat, tomato paste, again we're going to be using the sloppy joe seasoning, and the garlic, some of the marinara sauce, sugar-free ketchup, and of course our open face bun. And that's all the ingredients. Now let's put it all together. Just wanted to break in real quick here to remind you to smash the like button. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Lots of new recipes coming out every week along with some recipe reviews. We do it all here. If it's fitness related, we'll talk about it. Maybe even a vlog or two. Hit that subscribe button, bell notify. Let's get it going. And I don't know about you, but when I think of Sloppy Gregs or Sloppy Joes, I think of school lunches. What is your favorite school lunch that you are either having now or had back in the day? Let's talk about it in the comments section. All right, back to the video. And voila, we have our veggie sloppy Greg and our regular sloppy Greg. Of course, meatless meat there and ground turkey meat there. Let's get these over to the taste test table and see how they measure up. And we're back at the taste test table yet again to try another Coach Greg Doucette recipe from his Ultimate Anabolic Cookbook 2.0. These, I gotta admit, they each smell fantastic. Now, of course, we have with our slice of cheese, our regular sloppy Greg that was made with our ground turkey. And on the opposite side, we have our meatless version, veggie version. I think it's even a vegan version of our sloppy Greg. Both smell incredible. Both seem to have a ton of volume. Obviously, you saw the amount of vegetables we put in there. That's gonna make the volume go way up. And I just made a half a serving, and it's a good thing too because I would have had to have used a bigger pan if I decided to do the full serving. Nonetheless, 4 sandwiches on each one of these here. I'm very excited to try them. Been wanting to try them for a long time. Just never got around to doing it. So now it's time to do it. We're gonna pick up our fork because this is an open face sandwich. Now, deciding which one to try first, not really so sure here. I kinda wanna try them both at the same time. Obviously you can't do that. So why don't we try the meat version first. We'll go with the ground turkey. We'll try first without any of the cheese. Taking a little piece off of here. I did not toast the bun, not a big fan of toasted buns here, but let's try this here. First bite, best bite, let's find out. That's really tasty. Kind of reminds me of school lunch. Let's try another bite with the cheese here, or, you know, as we say, protein square. It does add 30 calories to the sandwich if you were to put it on both halves. I just did it on one, of course. All right, with the piece of cheese, let's try it. Oh, yeah, that's even better. It's worth the 30 calories, or in my case, 15. More protein too, the better. One more bite with the cheese. Yeah.
That one's on the money for sure. I remember the video that Greg made when he made each sandwich with Allie. He did say he preferred the vegetarian or the veggie version better than the actual turkey version. So I'm interested to try this. It probably all depends on what kind of meatless meat you get. I grabbed the only one they had at the store. Let's find out how good it is. Take our first bite here. Vegetarian Sloppy Greg. Here we go. Quiet. It's different. It's definitely different. Let me take another bite here before I give a final assessment. There is a bit more of a sweetness to it. It's definitely different than the ground turkey version. It's not bad by any means. It just has an interesting flavor that I'm not used to. I'm not sure if it's the tomato paste or if it's the meatless meat version that I had. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, I could still eat this. And they each surprisingly had the same amount of volume, even though you're putting guar gum in the ground turkey version, not so much in the veggie version. I was surprised to see that both portions are actually quite the same. Yeah, I mean, if you're a vegetarian, if you're a vegan, I would give this Sloppy Greg veggie version a try. No doubt about it. And obviously you can't throw the cheese on there because it kind of throws off the whole vegan aspect of it, but nonetheless, it is quite tasty. Quite tasty. Guess I'm just a meat guy. I prefer the turkey version myself. I mean, it's a little more authentic, I think, to the ground beef that you might get in an actual Sloppy Joe. Texture's pretty much the same though, with the vegetables that you put in there and the sauce and the seasoning. The flavoring's not too dissimilar, but I think I'm just used to eating meat and I like I like ground turkey. I don't know, just my preference, I suppose. I'm gonna try another bite of this one here so I can give an aftertaste comparison from the veggie version. I mean, everyone's got their own preferences, but I'm gonna say I disagree with Greg. I like the ground turkey version much better, with or without the cheese, compared to just the regular vegan version. I'd go ground turkey every time. It's also interesting putting meatless meat onto a pan just to kind of warm it up and it doesn't really cook. I don't know. I don't know. It's just different. If you're a vegetarian and it works for you, more power to you. Me, I'll go with the ground turkey. And we can't forget about the cheese part too, right? Let's take another one with the cheese. Oh. Very solid recipe. Even the meatless version that I didn't prefer compared to the ground version, this is still a 9 out of 10. Both ways, from a Sloppy Joe to the Sloppy Greg. 9 out of 10 easy. Love the flavor. It's very simple to do. It is just like the apple bake. After you get through cutting up all the vegetables, just like cutting up all the apples, it is smooth sailing. You just basically combine it into a pan and cooking it up. Both recipes require a little bit of prep work, but because you get to meal prep it out, and you get yourself, I think it's 8 sandwiches out of cooking it once, it's a no-brainer. It's lunch for the entire week. It's any meal really for the entire week. I don't know if you'd have it for breakfast, but lunch or dinner, already set, ready to go. These are a no-brainer, 30 plus grams of protein in each version. Can't beat that in a sandwich. So much volume. You're definitely gonna feel full after having one of these. If you can get down 2, you're probably not gonna need to eat for the rest of the day. Going back to the veggie version here. Try this again. For all my vegetarian friends out there, let me know what meatless meat you use. I'll flash up a picture here of the brand that I used. Let me know if it's any good, if you've heard of it before, and tell me in the comments section, what have you been using for meatless meat? I'm very curious. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if I had a different brand, I might prefer it more than the ground turkey. I don't know. But with this version, I still gotta go ground turkey all the way. Although, the first piece of the veggie's gone, so I don't know. I'm super happy that I planned out my macros for the day, that I can have 2 of these sandwiches. I think Greg said he actually has 2 at a time anyway, but 60 grams of protein, about 800 calories or so, maybe 800, 900 calories or so for 2 sandwiches. Not a bad meal, especially if you're having a bigger lunch or you're having this for dinner. Definitely is gonna work out in your macros. Yeah, absolutely delicious. Anyway, I'm not gonna make you watch me gluttonously eat 2 of these sandwiches here because it is getting to be about that time. I gotta get up out of here, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Guys, I almost forgot. Buy this frickin' cookbook, would you?